long years, the town car is finally breathing its first breath of fresh air, and oh man does it sound good. Now that we got it running, just need to wait for the man, the myth, the legend, Brendan from BJ's Custom Tuning to come on down and help me clean this thing up. Once he did arrive, he wasted no time in plugging in his laptop. Took a quick glance to see what it was doing. And within moments, a few keystrokes, he had this thing sounding better and better by the moment. Unfortunately, I'm sure as you can hear, we did in fact have a header leak on the passenger side. At the time I thought it was a gasket, but we'll get into that later. Moral of the story is, we were really limited on how much tuning we could actually do, knowing our AFR was going to be off due to the exhaust leak. Having gone as far as we could go in the tuning process, I moved on to ensuring we had all 4 of our gears in the transmission, and unfortunately we happen to be missing one. There is no 4th gear engagement, which really sucks when you got a brand new rebuild transmission. After realizing that there was no 4th gear, I did what any sane man would do.
A few moments later.
Backed her out of the shop to get a look at her out in the wild. And maybe, just maybe, give a little bit of throttle action.
Do it again!
It's fucking hard.
One more again.
I don't want to get in trouble. Alright guys, so yes, town car runs. But we ran into a few issues already since it's been running. The first being, passenger header had a freaking hole in it. I found that out after I changed the gasket twice. But that's remedied now. Well, it was a struggle, but no more exhaust leak, so that's cool. Man, now our biggest concern is a transmission issue. Now, with what we've got going on now, this 4R70W is now manual, with the exception of 4th, which is ground controlled and run off this switch. Both the 3/4 shift and lockup are controlled by switches. The switches aren't switching. The switches are switching, but the gear's not changing It's not, it will not do the 3/4 shift. Pretty for certain that I've got power. I know I've got power and ground to the transmission plug, but tonight's fiasco is to drop the pan and make sure that the circuits are good inside the transmission. Well, after pulling the pan, verifying that the harness is good and we've got power and ground to the correct solenoids when we're supposed to, I went on a whim thinking that maybe it wasn't building enough pressure being on a hoist instead of being loaded on the ground, so I topped it back off. Still no 4th gear. So I don't know. I do not know. Unfortunately, I have a sneaking suspicion. It's kind of dirty. There. Sneaking suspicion, it might have to go back to the transmission rebuilder. Yay. So that's lame. But, yeah. We'll get it figured out. One way or another. We'll get it figured out.